Shalom, my friend. I want you to look at your life right now and ask yourself a very dangerous question. Are you the architect of your reality, or are you just a maintenance worker in someone else's building? You have been told that if you work hard, save your money, and follow the rules, you will eventually find success. But look around you. 99% of people are doing exactly that, and yet 99% of people are living in a state of quiet desperation. They are exhausted, they are in debt, and they are one paycheck away from a total collapse. Let me tell you the chilling strategic truth that the Torah has known for 3,000 years. You are not failing because you lack effort. You are failing because you are running poverty software in your brain. You have been programmed from birth to stay small, to stay scared, and to stay poor. Today, I am going to teach you how to identify the code of the slave and how to escape the trap forever. I am Rabbi Boaz, the Torah Life Strategist. Welcome to this masterclass on system architecture. Most people think that wealth is a physical achievement. They think it is something you get. But the Torah teaches that wealth is a resultant frequency. It is the outward manifestation of an internal operating system. In Kabbalah, we learn that the world was created through the 10 Sephirot, the 10 levels of consciousness. If your consciousness is stuck in the lower levels of Asiya, the world of manual labor and survival, then no matter how many hours you work, you will only produce survival. To enter the 1%, you must overwrite your code. You must move from the world of toil to the world of design. Most of you are currently prisoners of your own programming, and the most frightening part of a prison is that after a while, you start to love the bars. Today, we are going to break the bars and reboot your entire existence. Let's look at the theology of the program. In the Torah, the ultimate metaphor for the 99% is Mitzrayim, Egypt. In Hebrew, the word Mitzrayim comes from the root Metzarim, which means boundaries or limitations. Egypt was not just a physical place. It was a psychological system of control. The Pharaoh was the programmer. He kept the people busy with straw and bricks, so that they would never have the time or the mental energy to realize they were kings. My friend, your modern life is the new Egypt. The Pharaoh is the education system, the media, and the banking industry. They keep you focused on the bricks, the bills, the credit scores, and the 9, 0, 0 to 5, 0, 0 grind, so that you never look up and see the stars. You have been programmed to trade your infinite soul for a finite paycheck. You are a sovereign being playing the role of a slave. The escape begins with the recognition of the script. The first bug in the 99% software is the law of linear time. You have been programmed to believe that time equals money. This is the most successful lie ever told by the pharaohs of history. If you believe that your wealth is limited by your hours, your wealth is capped by your biological clock. This is linear programming. It ensures that you stay poor because time is the only resource you cannot manufacture more of. The 1%, however, run on quantum time. They understand that value equals money, and value is not a function of time. It is a function of architecture. One strategic idea, implemented with divine alignment, can produce more wealth in 60 seconds than a slave produces in 60 years. To escape the trap, you must delete the time for money equation from your soul. You must stop asking, how many hours do I have to work? And start asking, how much light can I manifest? The second bug is the frequency of validation. 99% of people are programmed to seek approval before they seek abundance. You want your parents to be proud, you want your friends to be impressed, and you want the system to tell you that you are a good person. But in the spiritual mechanics of wealth, seeking validation is a form of idolatry. You are placing the eyes of man above the source of life. When you seek validation, you are essentially asking for permission to be powerful. And the system will never give you permission to outgrow it. The billionaire rabbi knows that to become wealthy, you must be willing to be misunderstood and disliked by the masses. You must be willing to walk into the wilderness like the Israelites, leaving behind the comfort of the onions of Egypt for the uncertainty of the promised land. Your need for a like is the leash that keeps you in the cage. The third bug is the scarcity virus. This is the belief that there is a limited amount of gold in the world, and if I have some, you have less. This zero-sum programming creates a frequency of competition and greed. It makes you look at other people's success with the evil eye. And as we have taught before, what you judge, you repel. If you are jealous of the rich, you are telling the universe, wealth is an evil thing that I do not want near me. The 99% are constantly fighting over the crumbs, while the 1% are laughing at the abundance of the field. The Torah teaches that the Creator is Ein Sof, infinite. There is no limit to the supply. The only limit is the size of your vessel. If your vessel is small because of your scarcity mindset, you will only catch a thimble of rain. Stop worrying about the pie and start focusing on your frequency. Abundance is a radio station. You just have to tune in. Now let's talk about the education trap. Why didn't they teach you about the law of the vessel or spiritual economics in school? Because the school system was designed during the Industrial Revolution to create punctual workers, not sovereign strategists. You were programmed to sit in a row, ask for permission to use the bathroom, and follow instructions without questioning the why. You were trained to be a component in a machine. This programming is so deep that even when you start a business, you treat your business like a job. You become your own pharaoh. You work 80 hours a week and you call it freedom, but you are still just making bricks. To escape the trap, you must perform a system format. You must realize that you were not born to be a component. You were born to be the engineer. You must unlearn the habit of obedience and relearn the habit of dominion. Let's look at the story of the golden calf. Why did the Israelites build it? They had just seen the splitting of the sea. They had just heard the voice of God. Yet the moment Moses was gone for 40 days, they panicked. They wanted a physical object they could see and touch. They wanted the safety of the old Egyptian gods. This is the 99% panic. As soon as the market dips, as soon as the check is delayed, you revert to your old programming. You start looking for a job, or you start complaining, or you start begging. You are building a golden calf of survival. The architect is waiting for you to maintain the frequency of the mountain, even when the leader is invisible. Wealth is a test of your ability to hold a vision in the absence of evidence. If you need proof before you have peace, you are still running the slave OS. You must have the peace first to attract the proof. Think about the biology of the trap. When you live in the 99% frequency, your body is constantly in a state of survival stress. Your brain is flooded with cortisol. This chemical shuts down the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that does strategy and long-term planning. You are literally being made too stupid to be rich by your own anxiety. This is a biological loop. You are poor, so you are stressed. You are stressed, so you make bad decisions. You make bad decisions, so you stay poor. The 1% understand that stress is a financial choice. The billionaire rabbi knows how to remain unbothered when the bank balance is low. Why? Because he knows that his calm is the only tool that can fix the balance. By staying out of survival mode, you keep your high-resolution brain online. You see the third option that the panicking person misses. Calmness is the elite competitive advantage. Here is the system escape protocol for the next 30 days. This is how you reboot your identity. Step 1. The information purge. For 30 days, stop consuming public news. The news is the Pharaoh's propaganda designed to keep you in a state of fear and reaction. If it's important, you will hear it. Step 2. The language audit. For 30 days, you are forbidden from saying, "I can't afford it," "I'm broke," or "it's too expensive." These are the verbal codes of the slave. Replace them with "that is not a strategic priority right now," or "the resource is currently being processed." Step 3. The identity immersion. Spend 30 minutes every morning acting as if you are already the steward of $10 million. How would you walk? How would you eat? How would you speak to your spouse? You are downloading the new software through your physical actions. Practice the king before you have the kingdom. Step 4 of the protocol is the vessel repair. 99% of people have cracked vessels. They make money, but it leaks out through waste, impulse spending, and bad habits. If you have a hole in the bottom of your bucket, pouring in more water won't help. This week, I want you to identify one financial leak in your life. A subscription you don't use, a habit of eating out when you have food at home, or a need to buy things to feel better. Seal that one leak. This act of retention sends a signal to the heavenly court that you are ready for a larger fill. Step 5 is the 10% protocol. Give away 10% of your current income immediately. I don't care if you have $10 or $10,000. Tithing is the reset button for the scarcity virus. It proves to your subconscious that you are a source. A slave cannot give, only a king can give. By giving, you are forcing your software to switch to the King OS. Step 6 is the strategic hour. 99% of people spend their day reacting. They answer emails, they answer calls, they put out fires, they are maintenance workers. The 1% spend the first 60 minutes of the day in architecture. They plan, they study the blueprint, they visualize the future. For the next 30 days, you must protect your first hour like it is a holy sanctuary. No phone, no world, only strategy. Step 7 is the covenant of silence. Do not tell anyone you are doing this. If you talk about your escape, you invite the evil eye of the 99% to pull you back. They will tell you that you are crazy or obsessed. They aren't trying to hurt you. They are just running their own slave code. They want you to stay in the cage with them so they don't feel lonely. Silence is your armor. Build your new life in the dark so that the result can shine in the light. Let's address the risk of change. I know some of you are thinking, Rabbi, what if I fail? What if I leave the system and I lose everything? Listen to me closely. You have already lost everything. You have lost your time, you have lost your peace, and you have lost your divine potential to a system that doesn't care about you. Staying in the 99% trap is the highest risk move you can make. It is a guaranteed path to a mediocre life and a forgotten legacy. The Torah tells us that when the Israelites were at the edge of the Red Sea, one man named Nachshon ben Amminadab didn't wait for the water to split. He walked into the water until it reached his nose. Only then did the sea split. You must be willing to walk into the uncertainty of your new identity before the certainty of wealth appears. You must bet on the Creator and bet on your blueprint. The system only breaks when you stop believing in it. I want you to consider the law of the mirror once again. If you look in the mirror and you see a struggling person, you are reinforcing the program. But the Torah says that man was made in the image of the Creator. The Creator is not struggling. The Creator is not in debt. The Creator is not anxious. If you are struggling, you are looking at a filtered image of yourself. You are looking through the poverty filter of your upbringing and your environment. The unbothered algorithm requires you to look past the physical reflection and see the divine spark inside. You are a portal through which the infinite wants to manifest. When you stop identifying with your bill balance and start identifying with your divine origin, the programming snaps. You become unstoppable because you are no longer playing for your own ego. You are playing for the glory of the name. You are an agent of increase. Think about the Noah's Ark strategy for the modern world. Noah was told to build a box of wood and pitch. He worked on it for 120 years while everyone else laughed at him. He was separate. He was unrelatable. He was programmed by a higher voice. When the flood came, the 99% who were relatable and normal were swept away. The 1%, Noah and his family, were the only ones who survived. My friend, the flood of inflation, digital distraction, and economic reset is coming. The 99% are going to be drowned by their own reactivity. You need to build your ark today. Your ark is your Torah strategy. It is your discipline, your silence, your order, and your tithing. It is the box that protects you from the chaos outside. Build your ark while the sun is still shining. Do not wait for the rain to start learning the code. The time for architecture is now. I want you to leave a comment below right now. Type the words, "The program is deleted." By typing those words, you are performing a physical override. You are signaling to your subconscious mind that the Pharaoh no longer has a contract with you. You are declaring that you have moved your residency from Egypt to Zion, from limitation to infinite potential. I will read these comments and I will hold the frequency of sovereignty for every person who signs this declaration. We are building a tribe of Torah Life Strategists who are no longer consumers of a broken system, but creators of a new world. Do not let one more day pass as a slave to the algorithm. Reclaim your status. Fix the vessel. Invite the king. The light is already here. You just need to turn off the darkness software that is preventing you from seeing it. Think about the first minute of the year, or the first minute of the month. The sages teach that the head, Rosh of the year, contains all the days of the year. If the head is healthy, the body follows. Most of you have a Rosh that is full of nightmares. You are starting your cycles in fear. To escape the 99% trap, you must master the start. For the next 30 days, I want you to treat every Monday morning as a grand opening of your kingdom. Clean your office. Face your bills. Perform the water ritual. Start with such a high level of order that the universe has no choice but to provide you with a high level of increase. You are training your reality to obey your commands. You are the commander of your timeline. Stop asking for directions and start giving orders to your own soul. The marketplace is waiting for a leader who knows where he is going. Consider the manna principle one last time. Why did the manna rot if it was kept overnight? To force the people to live in the present frequency of provision. 99% of people are either living in the past, regret, debt, or the future, anxiety, worry. Both of these are poverty time zones. The 1% live in the now. They understand that the Shefa is always flowing right now. If you are worried about next year, you are closing your hand to today's blessing. To escape the trap, you must reach a state of radical presence. You must be able to say, today I am provided for, today I am a steward, today the gate is open. This presence is what allows you to see the opportunity that is sitting right in front of your face. You cannot see the door of the now if your eyes are fixed on the wall of tomorrow. Be here, be rich, be now. Let's summarize the sovereign shift. 1. The 99% are programmed for linear toil. The 1% are programmed for quantum architecture. 2. Seeking validation is the leash of the slave. Silence is the shield of the king. 3. Scarcity is a virus. Abundance is the frequency of the source. For your environment is the hardware, clean it to run the new software. 5. Linear time is a lie. Value is the only currency. 6. Stress is a choice that makes you too stupid to be wealthy. 7. Escaping the trap requires a 30-day system format of language, habit, and identity. This is not a motivational speech. This is a technical escape manual. If you follow these steps, the Egyptian army of your debt and anxiety will drown in the sea behind you. You will walk through on dry land. The only question is, are you brave enough to take the first step into the water? I want you to take this seriously. Tonight, do not go to sleep until you have deleted one poverty habit from your life. Feel the weight lift off your chest as you resign from the struggle. You are a child of the King. You are a Torah Life Strategist. You do not live in a system. You live in a sanctuary. Even if your palace is currently a small room, treat it with the reverence of the holy temple, because the Creator dwells where He is invited by order and trust. Every morning when you wake up, say to yourself, the program is deleted, my vessel is whole, I am the architect of my abundance. And so it shall be. The covenant of salt will preserve your freedom, and the code of the open hand will fill your treasury. I am praying for your escape. I am visualizing your dominion. Let us build this new world together. I believe in your potential to be a system architect. I know that the person listening to this is ready to graduate from the world of bricks. You have made enough bricks for other people. Now it is time to build your own altar. Do the internal work. Use the escape protocol. And watch how the sudden coincidences in your life begin to manifest. Watch how the gates of brass are broken and the bars of iron are cut asunder. You are the foreman. The world is the construction site. The blueprint is in your soul. I am Rabbi Boaz. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Now, escape the trap, delete the code, reclaim your kingdom. The gate is open, but you are the only one who can walk through it. Do not look back at Egypt. The promised land is waiting for your feet to touch its soil. Shalom. The world is loud, but the Torah is quiet. The billionaire moves in the quiet. The strategist moves in the quiet. In the silence of your new, unprogrammed mind, you will finally hear the still, small voice of your true assignment. You will receive the strategy that creates millions without the sweat of the slave. Stop the noise. Embrace the silence. Align your vessel. The light is always shining. The only variable is the code you are running. Make your code royal. Make your code infinite. Make your code divine. The shadow of poverty is tired of following you. If you turn toward the sun, it will finally vanish. The delay is over when the slave is dead and the king is born. Tomorrow morning, wake up as the king. The world has no choice but to adjust to your new rank. Final thought, look at your life today. Is it reflecting the 1% version of you? If not, do not blame the system. The system is just doing what it was designed to do. It is catching the people who aren't paying attention. But you are paying attention now. You have the technical manual. You have the bypass code. You have the Rabbi Boaz strategy. Use it. Be ruthless with your old self. Be gentle with your new potential. I am with you in the war room, laying the heavy stones of the foundation. Let us build this kingdom together, one day at a time, one delete at a time, one blessing at a time. The sea is splitting. The dry land is appearing. Walk through with the confidence of a man who knows the architect by name. Shalom, my friend. Shalom to you and to your entire house. I am Rabbi Boaz. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Now, go delete the program. Shalom.